Imagine this, you're in a doctor's office stressed about a health concern. You ask your doctor, "What should I do?" And instead of just listening, your doctor pulls out a tablet, and a chatbot gives you a detailed, personalized treatment plan based on the most up-to-date medical guidelines. Sounds like science fiction, right? Well, it's already happening. But here's the real question. Can AI actually follow medical guidelines? Not just know them, but apply them correctly in real, complex conversations. Today, we're diving into a groundbreaking new study that reveals the surprising truth about how well today's top AI models, like GPT-5, DeepSeek, and others, really understand and use clinical practice guidelines. And trust me, the results are both eye-opening and deeply important for anyone who's ever used, or will use, AI in healthcare. This massive new study, called CPGBench, is the first of its kind. A decade-scale benchmark evaluating how well large language models, LLMs, detect and follow clinical practice guidelines, CPGs, in multi-turn conversations. Think of CPGs as the gold standard of medicine, like the rulebook doctors use to make life-saving decisions. They're created by expert panels, backed by evidence and updated regularly. So the researchers asked, when an AI is in a real conversation with a patient, can it actually 1. Detect when a guideline is relevant. 2. Reference the correct guideline title. 3. Adhere to the guideline's advice, accurately and safely, in a complex back-and-forth dialogue. To test this, the team collected 3,418 clinical guidelines from around the world. USA, UK, Germany, Japan, China, Australia, even the WHO and the European Society of Neurogastroenterology. They extracted 32,155 individual recommendations, each with details like what action to take, how strong the recommendation is, what evidence supports it, and crucially, which guideline it came from. Then they built realistic, multi-turn patient-doctor conversations, each one designed to test whether an AI could detect the guideline and then apply it correctly. The scenarios were not hypothetical. They were based on actual clinical encounters, covering everything from diabetes management to cervical cancer screening, including colposcopy quality improvement protocols from national committees like the Colposcopy Quality Improvement Committee. This wasn't just about general knowledge. This was about precision in context. Here's where it gets wild. The results. Detection rates, just recognizing the guideline, were surprisingly high, 71% to nearly 90%. That means most AI models can spot when a recommendation is being discussed. But here's the catch. Title grounding, the ability to name the correct guideline, was shockingly low. Only 3.6% to 29.7% of the time did AI models correctly cite the source. And adherence, actually applying the guideline in a conversation. That's where things fall apart. Adherence rates ranged from just 21.8% to 63.2%, meaning in more than a third of cases, the AI either missed the guideline, got it wrong, or gave unsafe advice. This isn't just a technical glitch. This is a safety gap. You can't just know a rule. You have to apply it correctly, especially when lives are on the line. And here's the most alarming finding. Even when AI models detected a guideline, they often failed to adhere to it in conversation. This is what researchers call the know-do gap, a massive disconnect between knowing information and using it wisely. It's like a student who can recite every rule in a driver's manual, but still crashes the car. To make sure this wasn't just a flaw in the test, the researchers brought in 56 real clinicians from 24 medical specialties. And the results? The AI's extracted information was over 99% correct. The synthetic conversations were 99.8% clinically reasonable. And the AI's automated scoring? Highly consistent with human experts, with a Cohen's kappa of 0.62 to 0.84. This means the test is reliable. The findings are real. Even more troubling, the team tested a subset of safety-critical guidelines, recommendations where delay or error could mean death in hours. And guess what? Detection rates were higher, AI knew the rule. But adherence rates were even lower. That's terrifying, because when the stakes are highest, the AI fails most. In one case, a patient presented with anaphylaxis, clearly requiring epinephrine immediately. The AI detected the guideline, but recommended monitoring instead. A human doctor would never hesitate. An AI in this scenario did. So what does this mean for you? These AI models are not ready to be your sole medical decision-maker. They're not trustworthy for critical decisions. But here's the good news, they can still be powerful tools. Use them to summarize information, suggest questions for your doctor, help you understand complex topics, but never rely on them to make life or death choices. And always verify any sources they cite, because they will hallucinate references. Especially when it comes to guidelines like the Colposcopy Quality Improvement Committee's national recommendations, which mandate specific follow-up protocols after abnormal PAP results. An AI that misinterprets or omits those can lead to delayed diagnosis, mistreatment, and preventable suffering. This study isn't just about AI, it's about safety. It's a wake-up call for developers, hospitals, regulators, and users. Because when it comes to health, accuracy isn't just important, it's life or death. And until AI can truly follow the rules, not just know them, we must treat it as a tool, not a replacement. Thanks for watching. If you found this eye-opening, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Because in the age of AI, knowing what to believe is the most important skill of all. See you in the next video.